Alrighty, I think I am going live. Okay, so hi there, everybody. My name is Ashley Slicka, and welcome to my live stream of my portfolio. I'm really excited to share with you all the hard work and especially really the fun work that I've been able to do. Before I start, I wanted to give a huge shout out and a huge thanks to just the Texas Creative Program, the professors, the leaders who were able to, goodness, get this whole online critique together, family and friends, um, parents, of course. Thank you so much for tuning into this. I'm really excited to share with you what I've been doing and what's been keeping me up these late nights these past three semesters of college. That being said, I feel like this is like a one-way mirror kind of thing. I can not see you, but you can see me. So please, I'd love to know who's in the chat. So go ahead and drop your comments, questions, critiques, please. I welcome them all, and I'll try to address them as I can while I'm presenting. There's about a 30 to 40-second delay, so I'll get to them eventually, but maybe not right away. So with that, I will share my screen. Okay, so here is my portfolio, and if you'd like to follow along, you can go to ashleyslicka.com, but if not, you can just stay here on the stream with me. And basically, I'm going to take you through the 6 campaigns that I've been building this last semester and the previous semester before. Also, if you like the work you see and you want to just chat, please feel free to schedule a meeting with me with Calendly. The link is, I think, in the description of the YouTube channel, as well as in the banner of my headline. So without further ado, let's get to CLARE. Alrighty, so I wanted to present this campaign first, just because I think of all the campaigns, it really represents, goodness, the creativity and the amount of, I think, work that can be produced when you go back and you rework things with a fresh pair of eyes. So my partner Sarah and I, we did this campaign actually first time last semester, but then we're able to redo it this semester and revamp it. So we're really excited to share with you. And shout out to Sarah Shea. Actually, fun fact, today is her birthday. So please wish her a happy birthday. And to all of the other students in the Texas Creative Program, please go watch their streams. This program has such intelligent, smart, creative students. And I really recommend you go see their work because it's some awesome stuff here that we've got live streaming today for TXC Fest. So, sorry, get back to CLARE. So the insight here is that shopping for paint is laborious and overwhelming. I mean, goodness, you go to a Sherwin-Williams store and there's like 500 paint samples on the wall, but CLARE has narrowed it down to 56 colors. And we're trying to sell you that 56 colors are all anybody needs for a foolproof paint experience that any color dummy can handle. It's a direct-to-consumer company, so if you think of like Warby Parker, like the glasses company, that's what CLARE is, but for house paint. So I'm really proud of this one, art directionally wise, and Sarah did a wonderful job with these scripts and the copy. So I won't read the full scripts just for time reasons, but the strategy behind these first 2 scripts is that, let's think about this. Let's put the consumer, or show the consumer, like, what are those labor intensive, hard times that you have to go through when shopping for paint for your home. So one, that's going in the actual hardware store, looking at this wall of paint and not knowing. The other is like then coming home, looking at these paint samples and still not quite sure or honestly what you want on the walls. So I'll read this first pre-roll that would basically show before a YouTube video online. So a man walks into the hardware store, right? He looks at this wall and he's like, living room, chartreuse. And then you see this time lapse of the man considering the colors and his surroundings as he gradually ages in front of the camera into a skeleton. And then you have the voiceover. Fail-proof paint comes in just 56 colors. So stop the indecision and head over to claire.com for the only 56 colors you'll ever need. And I'm really excited to show this color wheel here. I was able to design this, and that is, in fact, all of 56 colors of CLARE paint. And so what's really cool about that, I think what inspired me to design it that way was, if you know me, I'm a huge superhero fan. So if you've ever seen Iron Man's arc reactor, it's kind of what basically inspired me to design it that way. Okay, let's keep scrolling here. So wild postings. If you don't know what wild postings are, they're basically outdoor advertisements that are on these big boards that you walk by. So for example, here we chose New York City, and we really wanted just a pretty much kind of clear designer-esque art direction with this. Very simple, right? Claire's a simple brand, so we want anything executed with it to be simple. So for example, Claire only has 3 shades of purple, 2 shades of yellow, 2 shades of red, and so on. And so these are very simple colors. So visually, this helps you kind of see a spread of these are the most simple colors that you'll ever see. So let's move down. Alrighty, so now we're doing the subway. So another out-of-home takeover here. In any metropolitan areas, probably New York City again, we take over a line of subway cars and showcase the 6 colors of green, for example, with this one that Claire has. So like each card is green, and then all the chairs inside showcase those colors. Alrighty, moving on. This one, what we really love, the strategy behind the crosswalks, right, is the placement. We wanted to purposefully put these crosswalks next to hardware stores. So that way, if you're going in, you read this and you get intrigued, and it brings awareness to the brand of, hey, there's a simpler way to shop for paint, and we're going to show you how. Or same thing, if you're leaving hardware store and you see it, you can be like, oh, should have known, like this is now an online option to facilitate the painting process. So basically, again, you like the color wheel, but in crosswalk form, you see all the colors that Claire has. Okay. Next, click and ship kiosks. Another strategy with this one that we really liked was placement again, but instead of outside of hardware stores, we actually go inside. So for example, goodness, like the Home Depot would be a prime example where we would put these next to other brands. So here you can see like Clark and Kensington, Valspar, but this is basically an interactive touchscreen kiosk that a consumer could come up to and basically order paint from Claire right there. And if they didn't want to, they could, of course, order it later by scanning the QR code here. And lastly, we have a Spotify playlist. Again, we just really wanted to hash in on those 56 colors that you'll ever need. So that translates to 56 playlists you'll ever need. And Claire has these lovely, funny names. So like here we have On Point, Money Moves, and Golden Hour. So Sarah and I had a lot of fun putting together these Spotify playlists. So for example, On Point is like Money by Cardi B. I'm not a big fan, but I think she's great and she does well for an On Point playlist. So basically that is Claire. And fun fact, if you go on to my scroll lower on my portfolio, you can see the first attempt at the Claire campaign we made below. So you can see the progress we made. And actually Sarah and I won an Addy for that one. So we were really proud of it. We won it for the print ads. And while of course the first iteration, it's lovely to go back and see, we still really love this new campaign and really just truly the way it's taken shape and new form. Okay, let's get back to work here. All right, thank you so much for the birthday wishes, y'all. It's a special day and really enjoy sharing it with all of you. Okay, so Dippin Dots, ice cream of the future. Dippin Dots came out in the late 80s and it's 2020, so it's the future arguably, and I don't see Dippin Dots very often. I don't know about you, but that was an insight that we led into here, that, you know, all these amusement places where you usually find Dippin Dots, like goodness, the amusement park, malls, zoos, they were awesome. But the target audience here that we're really looking at are millennials, so ages mid-20s, late 20s to early 30s. And so this write-up is really funny that my partner Kevin and my other partner Kelly, that we all worked on, of saying, now in your late 20s, you don't fit in a zoo by yourself, and it's suspicious that you're waiting in line at the mall kiosk between a Claire's and a Build-A-Bear. You're still young, but you're way too old for the places where you used to enjoy Dippin' Dots. So our tagline here, grab a bigger spoon. You're older, and you should still enjoy those amusements, but those amusements may look a little different as you're older. And I want to do another quick shout out to the media team. Within the advertising degree at UT, there's also a program called Texas Media, while we're all in Texas Creative. And they were, one of their teams was able to provide the strategy insight. So thank you so much, y'all. Y'all really helped bring this campaign to life. So we figured that here, we would start off with a rebrand. If you've seen the Dippin Dots logo, it's pretty old, pretty outdated, not too pretty. So we're growing up, which means we need a fresh new look that's clean, that speaks to this millennial target. So, really muted, matted colors and a clean circular typeface was able to make the logo fresh, as well as some awesome packaging. Right now, Dippin' Dots also comes in like Ziploc bags, and I'm not sure about you, I don't normally eat ice cream in bags. If you do, that's great. But we thought this would be more portable, pretty much, for the Dippin' Dots, these little tubs, as well as on the right-hand side, you'll see even like a larger tub that you could keep in your freezer to compete with a brand like, say, Bluebell. Oh, so here, now we're winding up with Dippin' Dots. And the idea with this is, again, remember, we're speaking to that not too young, not too old crowd. And where are you going to find them but in nightlife? Dippin' Dots is usually consumed during the day on a hot day at the zoo, but we're like, let's take it to the night. And so imagine basically you're seen in Austin at 6th Street and you're walking out of bars, and what do you see? But not just an ice cream truck, a Dippin' Dots ice cream truck that you only thought came around at the zoo. So here we would have this crazy, wild, wacky ice cream truck that's playing EDM. There are these Dippin' Dots just flying out of glass tubes everywhere. Dry ice and neon lights are creating this mysterious glow that are drawing people in, building buzz and social media. And then you have this crazy slide that pops out and lands in a ball pit. So I don't know if I've ever seen a crazier truck, but definitely one that I think I'd want to hop to, especially if it's selling me Dippin' Dots. Okay, next. So this one's also a pretty crazy idea, but we love it as well. The idea here is that we do pretty much sip and dips in grocery stores. And here within the wine aisle, we would put this awesome, colorful freezer of Dippin' Dots and seamlessly kind of integrate it here. You can see in the image into the aisle sign and draw, again, buzz, awareness, and pretty much catch people off guard like, whoa, I didn't know Dippin' Dots was sold in store. But indeed it is, my friends. And you have the sweet, sweet, endearing old man who's going to serve you some samples of Dippin' Dots with these really colorful napkins that are showing some pairings. So, for example, I can't pronounce some of those wines, but I can pronounce Prosecco and chocolate chip. So that would be one of the pairings that we would offer. Alrighty, next. Okay, so again, Dippin' Dots has always been a brand that's been built around experiences. So we basically wanted to partner some experiences that are kind of more age appropriate for our target when you go buy Dippin' Dots online. So here's like a shot of basically the website that you would go to and you would order, and then you could pair it with an experience. So for example, Vuri is like a VR animal excursion that you can take. So similar to the zoo they used to take. Amazon Prime Wardrobe is like going to the mall and trying on clothes. And lastly here, you have driving home with Dippin' Dots. So nobody likes traffic, rush hour. That was something I had to learn coming to Austin, as opposed to Shiner with one highway. And so basically driving home with Dippin' Dots is using Waze. And Waze is this, pretty much, if you don't know about it, this type of navigational system that's more communal based, and Waze offers these branded pins that brands can sign up to drop when people are driving and stuck in traffic. So for example, if you're on the freeway or on Mopac in Austin and you're waiting to go, you could see one of these branded pins pop up that say connect the dots. Click on it and you can find these half off Dippin' Dot places by following these colorful dots that would show up on your screen for happy rush hour. Alrighty, and that is Dippin' Dots, and I definitely want some after talking about it this much. Okay, next we are moving on to Snackcrate. Alrighty, Snackcrate. I worked actually on Snackcrate with the same partner I worked on for CLARE, Sarah Shea. Again, shout out to her. She is amazing. She's an amazing copywriter. And she actually live streamed her portfolio before me. But again, please go to her website, check out her live stream on YouTube. It's still up. She's an awesome person. So Snackcrate taste more. Snackcrate is basically this international snack delivery service where if you sign up, you can basically be delivered boxes of foreign snacks from around the world. So that's Germany, Italy, goodness, Poland. They have Switzerland, all kinds of places. And the insight here, right, is that Americans, we kind of tend to revert to eating the same boring snacks. So, there they are eating the same bag of Lay's for the third time, not in a week, but in a day. And so we're saying Americans have gone insane with the bad case of this same snacking syndrome. And some poor plebs don't even know it. And so it's time for a change of taste and to stop this ridiculously boring snacking madness and wake up your taste buds again with Snackcrate. So we're going to open here with some scripts. And here we have a surgical snack remover and a snacking therapy. Again, that both kind of speak to this, you're eating the same boring snacks. And I'll just read one for you because Sarah did a wonderful job with writing these. So here, a surgeon is working hard to save her patient from the same boring snacks. And then you have the surgeon standing over while holding this kind of tool to pry something off. And the surgeon says, "Man, these puppies are untight. Definitely another case of same snacking syndrome." Surgeon grunts as he uses the tweezers on her patient. "Got one. Hand me that tray, nurse." Surgeon is shown using these tweezers to remove bugles from patient's hands and then placing them in the collection tray. "All right, time to bring her back." Cut to the logo and tag and a voiceover saying, "Don't let the same old snacks grow on you. Snackcrate keeps things fresh with a monthly box of snacks from around the world. Snackcrate tastes more." Then a quick cut back to the operation room. We see the revived patient reaching for the bugles on the collection tray, and the surgeon slaps the patient's hand and says, "Stop that." So again, just some fun with, I know I put bugles on my fingers when I ate them as a kid. Still kind of do when I have them. So just some fun playing with the fact that we really do eat the same snacks. Okay. Here we have the American Airlines takeover. And what I want to say about this campaign that's like really cool is the strategy behind it is all the placement. So we did some research, Sarah and I, and we were thinking, okay, well, where do Americans eat the same snacks? And where else do you eat the same snacks? When you go online, not online, excuse me, on a flight, where they sell you and give you the same snacks time after time, which is pretzels and peanuts. And we were like, well, it'd be fun to change up the snacks. And so we would infiltrate pretty much American Airlines. Again, we wanted a brand that's domestic within the US. And so change up the airplane snacks. Here we grab some snacks, Hanuta, I think, and that's a German snack, but like these kind of crispy wafers, but the little napkin that you would sell with the snacks say, "Just because you aren't going abroad doesn't mean your taste buds can't." And Sarah did a wonderful job again with these lines that we would place throughout the airport saying like, "There's nothing complimentary about stale pretzels, and 100-year-old peanuts aren't making your flights any shorter." Fun fact, they've sold peanuts on flights since 100 years. Just so you know. Alrighty, moving down. Another sign of just kind of some research we did here too is this Holiday Inn partnership, right? We looked it up, and the number one place where consumers actually eat snacks right now is still in hotel vending machines when you get the late night munchies and you maybe ate a really early dinner. So again, we chose a hotel chain that's very American, very popular, so Holiday Inn. And our idea with these was we would place on every floor of the hotel this branded vending machine by Snackcrate from a different country. So this floor, for example, would have a taste of Germany with the flag, and those are all German snacks in there. And then within the hotel room, so you know that they're in there, by the ice bucket where you normally go to get your ice, which is, of course, conveniently located next to the vending machine for us, it says your overnight stay just went overseas. So to go ahead and try out this Snackcrate vending machine from Germany. So next, if you've ever heard of Amazon, which I'm sure you all have, they have these pickup lockers where you can go and pretty much pick up any shipment you have. And we thought that'd be really cool actually to bring to Snackcrate to provide these temperature controlled lockers, if you want to call them that, that allow customers to pick up and order snack crates. And again, walking by, even if you don't know what Snackcrate is, seeing this idea of this gas station from beyond, like what does that mean? Building awareness, building buzz, and allowing people to pick up their snacks. Okay. Next up, we have snack exchanges. So this one's a pretty crazy idea, but we love it. It's funny. We wanted to basically set up these pop-ups on busy streets, again, probably metropolitan areas like New York, to give those on the go, though, an opportunity to exchange their normal snacks for something new. So, when you imagine the average Joe who's walking down the street with a briefcase and maybe like a Kind bar in there for a midday snack, you can exchange it for free and pretty much try out their foreign snack exchange. So, give you a foreign snack for your boring old one. Okay. Lastly, for this campaign, we wanted to play kind of on the stock market, but calling this the snack market and featuring basically our most popular snacks. So this is a fun little web feature we just wanted to throw up on their website where you could stay on top of the current indexes of their most popular snacks. So for example, here, it looks like Germany is up by 260 purchases. Meanwhile, Spain looks like it's down 8, so not as popular. Those Hanuta snacks from the airplane must have, brought some buzz. So that is Snackcrate. Alrighty, moving on to Party City. I have never been in a Party City, but I don't think they'd call it Party City if it wasn't a city of party. At least we're claiming it to be because we're saying we're into it. And the cool insight here is that people throw parties, right, that's as unique as themselves. One of the most recent, I think, unique parties that I've been able to go to was this one where we watched a Knives Out movie dressed up in like these fancy cocktail dresses, and it was just really chill and really fun. So again, we wanted to celebrate that, and Party City too is weird, it's wacky, it's wild. They have these, goodness, horse head masks and these full body suits that are so strange, but we're going to say we're into it. We are your party supplier. We've got everything you need. And whether that is a party for your pet iguana for reasons we will never understand, or a celebration for winning your local fruitcake toss competition, what you choose to celebrate and how you choose to celebrate it matters to us. So here, I got to partner with the lovely copywriter Lauren Pfeiffer. She's amazing. She headlines later than I, so please go back to the TXC Fest website and watch hers because she's awesome. And I'm going to read you the script because I think it best encapsulates pretty much the campaign strategy with this. So it's called, Well, That's a First. So you see this Party City cashier at a checkout line, and then the woman's checking out her items. And the cashier says, okay, so that's 5 bridal shower streamers, 2 Elsa wigs, a set of purple, green, and gold paper plates, and 2 white rabbit-shaped balloons. Will that be it? Yeah, that should be it. So the cashier starts bagging up the items. She's rummaging lightly through her purse to pay, and then the cashier looks up at the woman, amused, and smiles. Disney Mardi Gras wedding, right? And then you cut to this rabbit just popping its head out of the woman's purse, and it's wearing a wedding veil. And the woman chuckles, yeah, well, the bride loves Elsa, but the groom loves Mardi Gras, and he's from Louisiana, so typical marital compromises, am I right? The cashier, with a soft smile, says, ah, of course. Young love. Party City, we're into it. Then you cut back to the cashier, and as soon as the woman leaves the store, he pulls out this notepad and quickly writes down Disney Mardi Gras wedding on a long list of other unique parties themes he's been collecting from other customers who's passed through. Okay, next we wanted to do some YouTube pre-roll. So this was funny. If you've ever seen, of course, those ads that flash by before you watch a YouTube video, you normally skip them. I do too. But we thought it'd be funny though for the people who choose not to skip. There'd be this 10-minute continuous pre-roll with no audio, but the sound of a conveyor belt beeping as this Party City cashier just continuously checks out these items. So a piñata, a space plush helmet, and Easter shark basket. So these random weird items, no audio, but just looking at all these weird, wild, wacky items that are passing by. Okay, next we have these social spots where we're kind of featuring Party City on our social platforms, and I don't think there's a better place to feature Party City but on TikTok. So we're gonna use our iconic horse head mask on all of our platforms here and showcase the best and most original situations. So, for example, here looks like somebody's having a grand old time in the new old-fashioned neigh for Christmas with a horse head tree topper. In the middle, you have a Twitter account with bringing back the Harlem Shake from goodness 2012, uh, and then in the last side you have that was Snapchat story on the left. This one's a TikTok on the far right, and I don't know, I don't have a clue what they're doing, but I imagine that this is the kind of submissions and content that Party City would get. And again, don't know what's happening, but if they're playing Old Town Road by Lil Nas here, I'm pretty sure it's a grand old time. Okay, next we have party package competition. This one we were really excited about. We like this idea a lot, and the strategy behind it is, again, to get partiers, people involved in the brand, and by hosting a challenge that pretty much requires via social media submissions of photos from your unique parties. So pretty much over here, then we would select the 3 winning themes and make their names an actual package that you could buy on the website. So here, the David, he threw a mariachi Shark Week. Brenda's over here throwing an all-American safari. And then Jason is having a Jurassic 80s party because what's a party without the 1980s fashion and prehistoric Jurassic dinosaurs? So, related to that, then we wanted to come up with kind of another event, but this one revolves around New Year's Party City Nation. So on New Year's Eve, we want, again, party throwers to submit 5-second video clips of their crazy parties. Key example here, I don't know what's going on in these, and I think that's the key there. But that basically we would then kind of put these parties together in a seamless kind of party across America video on our website and social media. And then those who participate would receive a voucher to have their next like supplies from Party City off. And what kind of inspired us for this idea is if you've ever heard of like Hands Across America or Subs Across America that Jimmy Fallon put together. And if you haven't, I recommend you watch the video because it's pretty funny and really amazing too. So that was the idea here. And then lastly, we have the Party City Generator. So here, this pretty much serves as a tool to provide inspiration and ideas for party planners, and you can kind of take them or leave them or interpret it, the suggestions how you want. So I'll zoom in here. For example, the slot machine, very Vegas style, you would have colors, a theme, and an item that you could all get inspiration for. So this person happened to get orange, teal, and purple for a seafood fest. And if you want, you can wear a beer mug hat to it. So it sounds like a great party to me. And if I wanted to, I could browse the products that would match those kind of items. And then you could click the lever to spin again if you don't like those. So here's a little image of potentially what the party could look like. And that is Party City. Okay, next we have the United States Postal Service. So I got to work on this campaign with Kevin Pelagone again. I got to work with him for the Dippin Dots campaign, so he was so nice. Worked with him twice, and we won an Addy for this, so we're really proud of this campaign. And I think we tried to use some tongue-in-cheek humor to get the United States Postal Service really excited, to get people excited about it, because we recognize, of course, that the main methods of communication nowadays are not via mail, even though I know there are still people out there who appreciate handwritten letters, but still more than ever, we are still using digital ways of communicating. But I think too, it's really cool to see though how relevant this brand has become now when we are separated, and just the importance that this does. And so that's what we actually wanted to key in on with this campaign, is that USPS takes delivering mail so seriously, it's silly. And when you think of those other competing brands like FedEx, UPS, which is the private sector, they don't deliver quite exactly everywhere, but the USPS does. And that's so that they can make mail accessible everywhere by delivering to literally places in the middle of nowhere. And so we did some research and found some really cool real life examples of things that the USPS does to deliver to people. So here's some scripts that, again, Kevin did a wonderful job and a hilarious job of writing. We got an anthem spot here, and again, for time reasons, I'll skip over that, but I do want to read one of them to you that I think showcases a real true life story of a real postal worker who does this crazy thing to get mail to these people in Nowhere, Oklahoma, which, yes, there is such a place as Nowhere, and it is located in Oklahoma. So, real life postal worker Jim Ed Bull delivers mail by Ford truck to 198 homes across the nation's longest mail route. You hear a rooster crow. 72-year-old Jim Ed Bull slams the door shut and settles into his Ford Ranger. He revs the engine and drives. A wide shot reveals the wide open spaces of rural Oklahoma. And then the voiceover says, Jim Ed Bull delivers mail along 187.6 miles of road in rural Oklahoma. With the longest mail route in the country, you'd think he'd never take a break, but he does. You see this trailer stalled on the road. He gets out, stops his truck, helps the truck driver wrangle her horse back into the trailer. He stops for every family and every horse. As the truck speeds off, it kicks up dust. You see this tumbleweed roll across, and then you cut to the logo and tag, USPS stops at Nowhere. So I really love those scripts. Kevin did, again, a wonderful job writing those. And our thoughts then too were like with the scripts, right? We're showing our audience, okay, this is the behind the scenes. You see maybe 10 to 15% of what the USPS does for us when you go inside the post office or when you check your mailbox. But there's a whole, goodness, 80% that they do behind the scenes to get your mail where it needs to go. So we were like, how can we kind of let people experience that? And our first thought, of course, naturally was marathon. And pretty much we were inspired by the creativity that goes around running events nowadays. You look at in the Dallas and Fort Worth area, they have the turkey trot. There are color runs where you wear white shirts and people throw paint on you. So we were like, let's do a delivery dash. And the idea of this, of course, it takes place in nowhere else than Nowhere, Oklahoma. And the idea here is that you would run an actual delivery route of a mail carrier in Nowhere, Oklahoma. And what would lead out the runners, of course, is no other than an actual USPS truck. And then here you see this postcard that you would pre-address to somebody that you would run in the name of. So thanks for stopping at Nothing for me. I stopped at Nowhere for you on the delivery dash. And while you're running, the goal would be to deliver that in one of the blue mailboxes that you see on the sides of the street. So we love this idea. It was really fun, and we thought it was pretty creative. Okay, next we did here billboard series, place in the middle of nowhere. So some, again, tongue-in-cheek humor here saying, yep, even here, also here, over here too. Next, so to preface this, if you know me, you know I have a slight obsession with tigers. I've had one since I was a kid. I wanted to be one actually for a period of time, not just a zookeeper for one, but an actual tiger. And so the San Diego Zoo, if you ever want to know, has these live tiger cams that you can see live tigers doing their tiger things. So we were like, well, we did some, again, primary research, and we found out that the USPS still delivers mail by mule in the Grand Canyon to Havasupai natives. And so that was really cool. We're like, oh my gosh, we've got to like feature these mules somehow. So the USPS also is notorious for kind of slow packages. And Kevin and I, as advertising students, cannot speed up that packaging process, but we can distract you with some entertaining meals. So this would be pretty much found on the website of their informed delivery and saying, while we're protecting your packages, why not see what our mail mules are up to? You heard me, mules move mail, and they're live right now trekking through the Grand Canyon. So again, we had a lot of fun with this campaign. In fact, we did some research going out to the oldest mail post office in Austin to kind of ask them some questions, hear some of their experience about, you know, why they work at the USPS, what they love about some of the strangest interactions they've had. And in fact, we were in for a treat because the lady actually allowed us to kind of go back behind the counter and see everything behind, and their organized system of dividing the mail, shipping it out. It was really impressive and really cool. And then there was also some other encounters I had when I'd be walking in between class and I just see the USPS truck pass by and the mailman getting out. And I was like, it's for the campaign. And so I just randomly walk up to them and ask them how their day was and say I was doing this hypothetical campaign for the USPS and to get their thoughts. So a lot of fun, really funny spots for a really important brand. Alrighty. Thank you for the comments, guys. I appreciate these. Okay, next we're gonna end on Hui French style yogurt. So We by Yoplait, a moment made. I think this honestly might be one of my favorite campaigns in terms of the voice and the tone that speaks behind it, especially now too. Again, our insight here is when people slow down, life can be more intentional and enjoyable. And so one of the wisest friends I have, she once told me that we are all human beings and not human doings. And I think that speaks a lot of truth, just to kind of the vibes and the general, I think, just kind of society that we live in here in America of always being busy in this constant state of busyness, but how we're really trying to juxtapose the French culture to the American culture of saying that, hey, the French know how to delight in this unhurriedness of simply being and not doing anything, but enjoying the stillness that life can offer. And so We by Yoplait actually is this French yogurt that's made of simple ingredients, and it takes 8 hours to actually sit in the pot and culture. So everything about it is meant to be enjoyed slowly. And so pretty much we're saying it helps one catch life and slow it down like the French for just a bit so that a special moment can be made. I got to work on this campaign with Christine Wynn. She is so awesome, y'all. I really recommend. Again, on my website, you'll see all of my partners' names underlined, which means you can click on the link and go to their portfolio. And she's such an amazing designer, and it was so much fun getting to do this campaign with her. So, Christine, if you're listening, you're awesome, you're special, and thank you so much again for doing this campaign for me, or with me. Goodness. So also another note about this campaign too is we teamed up with the media team from the Texas Media Program. So Zach and Mia were able to also provide some strategy and some insights with how to go about this campaign, which was very helpful for us. Okay, here we go. So these are some print ads that we did. We had so much fun shooting these. It was really cool. And the idea was we wanted to incorporate elements that were really traditionally thought of as busy. So on the left-hand side, you'll see a textbook. In the middle is a mug and a laptop. And then on the right-hand side is receipts. And so just kind of these elements, again, that evoke busyness and not enough time to do things. And then you have these small little people that are quite honestly the size of my finger, my pinky and my pinky fingernail, and they were really tiny to set up, and it was so fun. But this guy's taking a stroll through the park though, and this guy's just sitting under a tree and looking at the clouds. And then this person on the right hand side, of course, is just sitting on a park bench reflecting, probably people watching. And so we wanted to have kind of that dichotomous play on stroll off the pages with just a few simple ingredients and hours of care. A shift in focus can turn into a moment. And so again, we wanted to play with like boundless search awaits. Search the clouds, spend some time reflecting, daydreaming away from the search bar of your computer. And then, right, so with this campaign, we are talking about slowing down, resting. So where else could we advertise than rest stops? When you're traveling, for those weary travelers on vacation trying to make their way to their destination, we would have these billboard series that would kind of advertise that rest areas are at the next stop, next exit, up ahead, and playing kind of for a fun way with the pun we. So after a while, we need a good stretch. We could all use a break, and we should rest a bit. So again, playing into that tie of let's rest. And then to kind of reward the people who see these billboards and go into the rest stop, we would catch them again with these rest stop posters that have in these bold red type, come to a stop, check your brakes, you have arrived. And then if you wanted to read the long copy, they would say these really meaningful campaign-centric things, and I'll read the middle one for you. This is your chance to check in with yourself and spend a bit of your day not on four wheels. Don't let breaks escape you, because continuing forward on your journey requires stopping briefly. Enjoy slowly. We by Yoplait, a moment made. So just some nice touches to kind of reiterate that idea of moments are made when life is slowed down. And a fun little feature on the website I put here was some behind the scenes from shooting those print. Again, those guys are really tiny because this is a camera. So very small figurines that were sitting on an actual jar of wheat. And then there's Christina and I, and we were just having a lot of fun setting up that pink seamless backdrop. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'll head back to my work. And with that, I believe that is all 6 campaigns. So I just wanted to go ahead. Let me stop sharing. Yes, so I just wanted to go ahead and say thank you so much to all who tuned in and wanted to listen. I really appreciate reading through kind of these comments as much as I can. And thank you again to the Texas Creative Program, the professors, and my wonderful, wonderful partners. Please, please, again, go on txcfest.com and check out their work and their portfolios and read up about them, because they're awesome creatives, intelligent people, but also, even more importantly, they're awesome friends and awesome partners, and they deserve this day to showcase the wonderful work that they've been working so hard on. So thank you so much for tuning in. It was really nice to see y'all, but not kind of see y'all. And please stay safe and have a great rest of y'all's days.